Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, and I am so excited to be with you, and I am so excited to share the news with you people. This is huge, actually. So the fake news, the mainstream media, is really struggling out there, and they're struggling with the truth. The truth. They have a problem with the truth. It's unbecoming of them to report the truth. And I have some clips that'll blow your mind because we're going to talk about the fact that Trump just got awarded through a settlement $15 million plus attorney's fees from George Stephanopoulos and ABC. But folks, there's a greater history to all of this, and we're going to get into that, and you're going to absolutely love this. I also have a special video that I promised you the other day I would try and get up for you, so I have that in here as well. So again, do me a favor, smash that like button. Do chat in with where you're from. So excited to have so many of you on the stream. Let's see who's on. I see Debs is on. I see James on. I see Michelle on. Thank you for modding for me, Michelle. Douglas is on. We've got who else? Where are y'all from? Who do we have? Yeah, please do subscribe. Thank you, Doug. Yes, subscribe. I mean, come on, subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications. We're bringing some great news out to the forefront here, and it's a great community to be a part of. I mean, we've got a lot of fun people who've been following for a long time here. You know, I see a number of people on from California. I see people from Florida, Michigan, all this stuff. So look, here's the deal. Oh, I got to mention my sponsor really quick. MyPillow. That's right. MyPillow.com. Use promo code Lumberjack for big savings, folks. Get one of those mattresses. Best deal ever. He's only done it once before. I've told you about that. Tell you, get that. Those sheets. Great Christmas presents. Christmas is coming, folks. If you're going to order, you got to order now. All right. So this goes back to, actually, first I'm going to bring an old Don Lemon clip in because this is so delicious. Mace, and I've told you about him, a great follow on X, found this old Don Lemon clip that you are going to love so very, very much, because this is back in 2020 when they were all kind of high and mighty. Watch this.
Me now is former U.S. Senator Doug Jones, a Democrat, and CNN political commentator Scott Jennings, a Republican. Scott, I'm just messing.
Yes, sir.
I'm just messing with you.
You know it, brother.
Good evening to both of you.
Isn't that great? It's so great looking back at these clips. They were so smug. And now Scott Jennings is a rising star, and Don Lemon is forced onto some, what's that goofy alternative left-wing platform? I don't want to talk about it. It's something that all these lefties are going to because they can't handle a meritocracy on X. See, one of the crazy things is that X has now become, since Elon Musk bought it, more representative of American public as a whole, more of like a 50-50 split, okay? Where it's not dominated by the lefties who, you know, felt so high and mighty because all these conservatives were being canceled. Well, now that people aren't being canceled, what's happening is people are able to see the truth. Oh, this is so great. But what's really great, folks, is Donald Trump being awarded this $15 million. Now, this was in a settlement, just as Stephanopoulos was about to be deposed. But first, we're going to take you back in time to where George Stephanopoulos made his big error. And this is with Nancy Mace. And you'll remember, he's quite disgusting. And I've got a historical piece on him that will blow your mind. A little flashback to when he wasn't so worried about rape victims at all. In fact, he worked to silence them. But first, let's watch this. This is the original clip that got him in so much trouble.
Get judged for it today.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
And I answered it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape.
It was not a criminal court. This was
a civil court.
It was a civil court. And by the way, she joked about the judgment and what she was going to do with all that money, and I find that offensive.
I'm asking you
but
about
as
the man
a rape victim.
Again, now, folks, I know, okay, they never, and this is where George Stephanopoulos made his big error. First off, it wasn't rape. It was sexual assault. It was civil. And the thing never happened. I mean, I can't believe that any jury would award E. Jean Carroll. I mean, you guys have seen my videos on E. Jean Carroll. It's the craziest thing ever. But back to this. I just said it.
Victim who's been shamed for years now because of her rape. You're trying to shame me again by asking me this political question.
You've repeated that again.
I think it's offensive. As a woman, I find it offensive. For my political choices, I've endorsed the man that I believe is best for our country. It's not Joe Biden. And you looked at the dueling rallies yesterday in Georgia. Laken Riley's family was with Donald Trump. They weren't with Joe Biden. The same guy yesterday that apologized for calling her killer an illegal, who was an illegal. And here you are trying to shame a rape victim. I find it disgusting.
I mean, you keep saying I'm shaming you.
You are. The question, it is.
How is the question asking you about a presidential candidate who's
You're asking a rape victim.
And there's no question about that. And you've courageously talked about that.
Because I've been raped. I think that's disgusting.
No, I'm questioning your political choices because you're supporting
me. You're
someone who's been found liable for rape. Actually, I'm not trying to shame you.
You are. That's exactly
what you're doing. You're not answering the question.
And I think it's disgusting.
Well, you're welcome to say that, but you have to answer the question.
See, George, here's the thing. These people are so frickin' smug. She doesn't have to answer any question George Stephanopoulos asks. Do you guys all get that? She doesn't have to answer any of his questions. She's not on trial here. Good night. He's trying to make it like she's on trial because she dares support Donald Trump. Just wait till you see this video that I've got in the wings here.
Why are you supporting someone who's been found liable for rape?
I just answered your question.
What is the answer?
He was not found guilty in a criminal court of law. It was sexual abuse. It wasn't actually rape, by the way. And E. Jean Carroll joked about all the money she's going to get and made a mockery out of this case. And I think that's offensive. There's a reason why women don't come forward. And when you have someone who says that they're raped and they make a mockery out of this civil court judgment, it's offensive to other women. It makes it harder for other women to come forward when another woman has made a mockery of it.
You said women don't come forward because they are afraid. They are afraid because they're defamed
and shamed
by those
you're trying to shame me this morning.
They are afraid to come forward, as you said, because they are defamed by those who commit the rape. That's what Donald Trump has been found guilty of doing.
He defended himself over that and denies that it ever happened, but he was not found guilty in a criminal court of law.
Okay, folks, and I'm actually going to go reference some of my old videos on E. Jean Carroll as we go through this too. I actually just pulled up my YouTube page because I just don't think people need to remember what this one was all about. But what you really need to remember is what George Stephanopoulos was all about. And this is going to be the most damning thing you're going to see. Smash that like for me if you would. Let's get a few more people on because this will absolutely blow your mind. And I guess I didn't know this history. I didn't. But Megyn Kelly was working in media at that time. And of course, she did know that history. So we're going to bring this in and I want you to watch this. So this is Megyn Kelly. Okay. And she is going to absolutely eviscerate, excoriate, destroy George Stephanopoulos. And she's got the receipts. Check this out.
What a kind, sensitive man who clearly cares deeply about women and their sexual assault allegations. Thanks for being an ally, George. I see how concerned you are that victims might not come forward if they are publicly attacked by their rapist or his defenders. To be sure, that is a very real concern. It happens all the time, which you know, because you invented it. Remember? When you created a whole command center designed to smear Bill Clinton's sexual assault and rape accusers so you could elevate him right into the presidency. The attorney representing many of Bill's accusers, and there were many, George, Juanita Broderick, Kathleen Willey, Paula Jones, Jennifer Flowers, to name just a few, said you and James Carville, at Hillary Clinton's direction, formed a so-called war room whose purpose was, quote, to destroy any woman that would challenge Bill Clinton. You know the war room. They made a whole movie about it.
George Stephanopoulos. I'm Director of Communications. Bush was on the defensive. Another good night for Bill Clinton. 3 debates, 3 wins. I guarantee you that if you do this, you'll never work in Democratic politics again.
Such a tough guy. This attorney points out that you don't like to talk about this particular behavior, George. Maybe that's why you skipped it in your discussion with Nancy Mace. But as you know, private detectives were hired. The women say they were threatened and they were publicly shamed by you and your well-funded team. Did you worry then that this behavior might shame victims from coming forward? You admitted in your own memoir that Hillary Clinton told you about one accuser, quote, "We have to destroy her story." Did you object? Did you say, "That's shaming"? No. In fact, you later described yourself as Bill Clinton's, quote, "enabler." But, sir, how could you have enabled and defended a man like this, accused by multiple women of sexual assault, rape, and harassment? Which brings us to Paula Jones. You were Clinton's attack dog when Jones came forward claiming Bill Clinton had exposed himself to her. That when he was governor of Arkansas,
Real quickly, do you guys all remember this stuff? So I remember all the stuff with Bill Clinton, and I remember all this. I did not realize that George Stephanopoulos was behind this all. This just was lost on me. I mean, maybe a lot of you probably knew, but this is wild. And Megyn Kelly is doing such an awesome job. But do you remember, how many of you remember? I mean, some of you are probably too young, but how many of you remember this whole thing and how they went out and destroyed women? It was a seek and destroy mission in the Clinton political machine. Just curious in the chat, how many of you remember this?
Summoned her through state troopers to a Little Rock, Arkansas hotel room and took out his penis, a charge Clinton denies, just as Trump denies E. Jean Carroll's allegations against him. What do you think he wanted done with that thing, George? Just a little show and tell? Jones was poor, a graduate of secretarial school, and worked for the state. She had no power, no connections, and he was the sitting governor. She didn't go to Columbia and Oxford and become a Rhodes Scholar like you, George. She was a nothing to you. Your buddy Carroll immediately went after Ms. Jones, infamously saying, "If you drag a $100 bill through a trailer park, you never know what you'll find."
Wow.
And you? Did you defend Paula Jones, saying, "We don't shame accusers. That's wrong"? No. You compared Jones to Tanya Harding as, quoting here from the New York Times, "just another woman seeking cash for telling a tabloid tale."
Wow.
Fire up that war room, George, and destroy her. Bill Clinton would ultimately pay Paula Jones almost $1 million to settle her civil suit against him. And you remained Team Clinton all the way. To say nothing of Juanita Broderick's rape allegation or Kathleen Willie's allegations and more. But now you, quote, "don't understand how Nancy Mace can support a man found liable for sexual assault of one woman 30 years ago in a civil trial in which the burden of proof is just 51% likely." My God, how did anyone at ABC think this was a good line of inquiry for George Stephanopoulos, of all people, to pursue?
Wow. Wow. I mean, that is fire. I mean, gosh, I was just like watching that I mean, she brought the receipts, destroyed George Stephanopoulos. I cannot believe anybody watches him and takes him seriously. And that clip needs to be broadcast all over the world so that anybody who still doesn't any longer, folks. I mean, absolutely appalling. And now I'm going to actually pull this out for just a second and pull one other thing in that I want to show you, because it's another example of how the press covers things. Okay. Here, I got to present the right thing here. I need a screen share, and I'm going to pull up something right here. There it is. So this is how the New York Times covers this. ABC to pay $15 million to settle a defamation suit by Trump. The outcome of the lawsuit marks an unusual victory for President-elect Donald J. Trump in his ongoing legal campaign against national news organizations. How unusual. It's like when they covered the other day the Man of the Year. Oh, Trump shares next to Adolf Hitler, Trump's person of the year. You know, they would name all these terrible people. And, you know, being person of the year is not an endorsement. But when, you know, some liberal hack wins this award, do they ever run anything like that? They just say, no, you know, Bill Clinton wins man of the year or person of the year. It's disgusting how they cover news. But moving along, and I actually just took some screenshots because I will never, ever in my life subscribe to the New York Times. It's not going to happen. And they hide everything behind a paywall. But if you just screenshot it real quick, you can get the news. How they write it. Listen to this. ABC News agreed on Saturday to give $15 million to President-elect Donald Trump's future presidential foundation and museum to settle a defamation lawsuit filed by Mr. Trump concerning on-air statements made by the network's star anchor, George Stephanopoulos. Yes, star. That's right. The network and Mr. Stephanopoulos also published a statement saying they regret remarks made about Mr. Trump during a televised interview in March. By the way, it should be pointed out, I just saw on X the stupidest post of all time by that hack attorney, what's his name, Mark Elias. George Stephanopoulos, ABC, bending the knee. I will never bend the knee. Do you know why they bent the knee? Because they were going to lose. Gosh. ABC News, which is owned by the Walt Disney Company, another reason to boycott Disney, folks. Not only do they wreck every kid they touch, they also own ABC News and they defame your president. Will pay Mr. Trump an additional $1 million for his legal fees under the terms of a settlement agreement filed in federal district court in Miami. The outcome marks an unusual victory for Mr. Trump in his ongoing libel campaigns against national news organizations. It is extremely difficult for public figures like Mr. Trump to win a defamation lawsuit against a media outlet, given the high legal threshold needed to prove not only that the outlet lied, but also that it did so with malicious intent. The settlement agreement was signed on the same day that a federal magistrate judge ordered Mr. Trump to sit for a deposition in the case next week in Florida. Mr. Stephanopoulos was also on the verge of being deposed. So it's really interesting. They're always trying to get slights in as they report the fact of Trump's great victory, folks. It is just so appalling to me how these people act. But the other day, I got a little special treat for you because I told you about Jill Biden, okay, who wore red on election day. I wonder who she voted for. And watch this as she talks about joy. I don't know how many of you have seen this video. It's just awesome because remember how Tim Walz and Kamala Harris ran their joy campaign, right? And watch Jill Biden take a shot at him.
Oh, I hope that you all feel that sense of, peace and light, and that just for a moment when you leave here today that you feel, a sense of joy. Because I think we all need we all need to feel joy now during this time of the season, during this time. So anyway, okay, now I'll start. You're all reading into that.
Yeah, we're all reading into it. And she laughed about it because she knew that they were reading in correctly, folks. Okay, now I told you, people, this E. Jean Carroll thing that they keep trying to hold over Trump's head, I need to share something with you here. I mean, I don't know. You guys should just go back and watch these videos because it's ridiculous. But I'm going to show you. So if you just go to my channel and search E. Jean Carroll, here you go. Carroll did this. It's a disaster for the appeal. She just changed her story again. Okay. The judge screwed the pooch. That was a good one. But E. Jean Carroll is losing the whole case and all the money. Busted. It just got worse. Okay. And this all goes into how she bragged about how she was going to spend the money. Okay. So you guys can just go search these, but let me see. Let me go to... Which one do we want to do? Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to pick one. Okay, we're going to do this one. To say that you needed to pay this lady $80-some million for defamation when you're watching this stuff. Do you honestly think that she doesn't seem like the quiet type? Okay, now watch this. This is old video. Mace dug this one up too. Mace on X, okay?
Yes, my darling Flopsy Pudding. The biggest man-handling trick of all is to know that there is no trick. All you have to remember is that you're a woman, and if you're a woman, you're precious, okay? Yes, my darlings, chasing men is the highest amusement there is, but man-handling the difficult little buggers is something else. Call me. You got some questions? We're live. Is anybody out there calling? They've all switched off this show because they thought it was a dating game. I'm so embarrassed. 1-800. It's not the dating game.
Chasing men, manhandling them. I mean, I honestly, I don't think that nobody's calling because they think it's the dating game. I think they're not calling in because the show sucks.
I hate that music. I hate that music. I hate that music.
This woman is not right.
This is not the dating game, my darling Flopsy Gravies. A melancholy proposition is before our beautiful Moira. She's either going to prove herself to be a complete nitwit as a manhandler. Suppose I have to come and get you. Here I come. I'm going to come and get you guys. Okay. Where are all these ugly guys? Is there anybody here who weighs under 400 pounds? Oh, my God, how fabulous. Each one more dazzling, more resplendent than the other. Come out here. Nobody chose you, you poor thing. This is Andre. Go on out there, Andre. Nobody cares about you.
I have to remind everyone right now that Trump was never actually convicted of raping this woman. Because, I mean, I just did that video that blew up. Okay. And I'm telling you, the lefty trolls could.
Balls.
Okay, no, people. I'm going to go just back. Just watch this. This is honestly, okay, this is E. Jean Carroll. If anybody thinks that her case is real after watching this, I don't know what to do for you. Watch this.
I promise you, babe. Balls. If you get rid of your chair at work, sit on a ball, you'll burn more calories, you'll work your core. Excellent for the old back. But here's the thing. It will decrease your cellulite. 7 or 8 weeks from now, you're going to have the thighs of a 4-year-old. I have blue balls all over my house.
Blue ball. You know, this is a very insulting woman. Can you imagine getting a jury to say that you needed to pay this lady $80-some million for defamation when you're watching this stuff? Do you honestly think that the blue balls statement didn't have a greater meaning? And then what about that statement about thighs of a 4-year-old? I mean, I understand what we're finding out more and more about Washington and Hollywood, but come on. But wait, there's more.
Well, I'm calling because I'm a 49-year-old single woman who's never been married. I consider myself well-educated, but at the same time, I find it difficult to meet gentlemen who are of the caliber I want to date.
Oh, Jody, nothing in the whole world is easier. The thing is, you got to just leave your house, Jody, and just get out there. The best place to meet men is on the street. You just see somebody cool coming toward you, stop him. Drop your purse, drop your change, hand him a beer, hand him a $5 bill. If you see somebody who say, my name is such and such, that's how you do it.
I mean, the more you find out about this, I mean, folks, these videos are just solid gold. You can go back again and just watch these. This is the most ridiculous thing. So just go to my channel and search. You can go search the channel right past community, E. Jean Carroll, because they're folks, these are just wild. I mean, the fact that she was awarded this money is just appalling. It's just gross. But all right, so we've covered this and the fact that you know, Trump's won this money. Okay. And I've got 2 other quick stories I want to get out to you as well. But I want to I mentioned it right at the beginning and I won't take long on this, but just folks, please go check out MyPillow, mypillow.com, support Mike Lindell. This is what I was telling you about the mattress special. You can save up to 50%. Plus get an additional $100 off. He's only done this one other time. This is a quality mattress. My son bought this mattress. They absolutely love it. We've got some mattress toppers that we picked up for some of the kids. They love those. You know, I use so many of these products. I mean, the best deals ever. Look at this, $749. Are you kidding me for the roll and go pillows in the 2.0 version? And the towels are back in. Those are the best towels you'll ever use. So I could go on about all this stuff for a long time, but I won't. I'm going to get into these other stories, but just go check out mypillow.com and actually use the 800 number, especially if you're ordering pillows. 1-800-568-2865. Again, that's 1-800-568-2865 or mypillow.com/lumberjack. But go give those people who work from home some business, because that's big for them. All right, so moving on to, let's see, that was the Megyn Kelly piece. Oh, I wanted to show you this, guys. Remember, do you guys know who this is? Does everybody in the chat comment this person's name if you know who this is with Donald Trump? Because this is a huge story. For Donald Trump this is at the Army-Navy game, for Donald Trump to have him in the press box after all this man just went through is a big deal. So yeah, there it is. Penny, Daniel Penny. I see you. I knew my audience would know this. So, basically, here he is, saving people on the subway from a guy who's had, how many arrests did this guy have before? And how many times was he convicted of crimes? The guy that Penny took down, and, the guy is threatening to kill people, and, Penny subdued him. And, it's wild to me. It's just so great to see Donald Trump supporting people like this. Really makes my heart sing. Okay. But here's what I want to, this is really a big story too. Julie Kelly posted this on X, and I'm going to bring this up. Okay. Looks like social media exposure of these heartless J6 DC judges is having an impact. In a shock move today, Lamberth did not send this J6 defendant back to jail for another 21 months. And remember, he had already threatened to do this. Lamberth instead ordered time served for Leo Kelly, who spent 11 months in federal prison until his 1512C2 conviction was vacated, and ordered that the fine restitution Kelly paid under his now unlawful conviction be reimbursed by the government. Do you guys get this? I mean, this, you still have a voice. I just want to encourage you. You still have a voice. If your voice didn't matter, they wouldn't be trying to silence you. If my voice didn't matter, YouTube wouldn't keep demonetizing me. And I know other people who are covering conservative news that aren't getting demonetized. They just have a special category for Neil Johnson. It's just what they do. They love me. They love me, folks. But this is wild. So, and people always say, well, Neil, where's your super chat? I don't have a super chat because I'm demonetized. Okay. I got a PayPal link down below and stuff. And people are always like, well, I just do Rumble, Rumble's interface. I can do it. And, but it's really frustrating. I get so frustrated with it. The Rumble studio does not work. But I just do like a PayPal link, and those who want to give can give. And that's that. So we need to keep up the pressure on these judges. We turned Royce Lamberth into the Grinch, at least for now. So, and DC court docket this week is packed with J6 court proceedings. Okay. And she talked about this. Accordingly, on September 19th, 2024, Mr. Kelly was prematurely released from a correctional facility in Rochester, Minnesota, where he's being held after serving just 11 months of his 30-month sentence. This was just a huge travesty of justice. And now to see something like that happen for him is a big, big deal. These J6ers have been just treated horribly. And Trump needs to pardon them all, every single one. I do not care. It was entrapment anyways. I do like law enforcement officers as a whole. Look, I got plenty of friends in law enforcement. But what took place there that day, now that we know that there were minimally 26 confidential human sources from the the IRS, the FBI in the crowd, it's entrapment. So they all need to be released. In fact, they need to be reimbursed for the complete weaponization of government against them. It was disgusting, just disgusting. Anyways, thanks so much for joining, folks. It's a great win. It really is, for Trump to be paid off by Stephanopoulos and ABC, especially after Stephanopoulos, when we did that dive with Julie Kelly. So again, smash that like on the way out, if you would, please. Drop a comment as you're leaving. And folks, you have a Merry Christmas holiday season. We went and got our Christmas tree today. Here, I'll show you. I'll actually show you something. This is we have a high ceiling. I built my own house. I built it myself. And one thing I always wanted was a big Christmas tree, and I wanted these high vaulted ceilings to have a big Christmas tree. I just love Christmas. And so this is 16 feet tall. You can see my elk head in the background and my stutter's mule deer head and everything. But look, there it is. So we went out and got the tree today and trimmed it up. So there you have it. So Merry Christmas. And yeah, just enjoy your holiday season as best you can with family. I know it can be a tough time for some. I think we've all experienced tough holidays, and it draws a lot of things in. So All right. Love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. Okay. And be blessed. Okay. Jesus loves you. He does. It's tough to remember that all the time. The depth of it is vast and deep. I mean, the fact that he died on the cross for you. So anyways, peace out.